Hi there, my name's Tom. Do you ever find yourself looking up into the sky and wondering what your friends are doing right now? I know I do. And tonight's story is all about reaching out to those that you love who are far away, and it's called Under the Same Sky. It's by Robert Vescio and Nikki Johnston. I know you're out there. I can't see you, but I know you're there. I call out to you to say hello. But the distance between us makes it hard to reach. We are like the sun and the moon, always seeking, always missing each other. We are like the sky and the sea, always apart, never touching, longing to be friends, but wondering if it can ever be. I rest with the stars, as you rise with the sun. But as I stare out into a blanket of twinkling lights, my mind races. My heart thumps. Sometimes things have a way of just coming together. From up high, from in between, or from up close. An unexpected surprise can make a difference. It can brighten a dark sky and make the dark not feel so dark. It can make a heart beat a little faster and bring us close. Although you might be very far away from those that you love, remember there is always a way that you can touch their heart. So tomorrow, why don't you make them a video? Or you can give them a ring. I'm sure it will make their day and make you feel much better too. Now, time to sleep. And remember, no matter where your loved ones are tonight, we all of us sleep under the same sky. Good night. Hello, I'm Tom. Are you all sitting comfortably ready for tonight's bedtime story? Well, that's good, because there's a little mouse in tonight's bedtime story who isn't. The story is called There's a Bear on My Chair, and it's written and illustrated by Ross Collins. There's a bear on my chair. He is so big, it's hard to share. There isn't any room to spare. We do not make a happy pair, a mouse and a bear with just one chair. When I give him a nasty glare, he seems completely unaware. I don't know what he's doing there, that bear, who's sitting on my chair. I must admit, he has some flair. He has fine taste in leisure wear. I'm fond of how he does his hair, but still I wish he was not there. I will try to tempt him with a pear, to lure him from my favorite chair, but he just leaves it sitting there. Why won't he go back to his lair? Perhaps if I give him a scare, I will jump out in my underwear. But no, of course, he doesn't care. That stinky bear sat on my chair. I understand that bears are rare. I know they need the utmost care. I know all that, I am aware, but still, I cannot stand this bear. That's it, I'm done. I do declare this bear has led me to despair. It's not fair. It is not fair, and I am going now. I don't know where. Hey, there's a mouse in my house. What a cheeky little mouse. Well, I think that there's enough room for our mouse and bear to sit together here, because it's good for a mouse and a bear to share. I'll see you soon for another bedtime story. Till then, night-night. Hello, my name's Tom. You know, you can find all sorts of wonderful things in the garden here. Sometimes you see big, beautiful butterflies, or wonderful birds, or the occasional hedgehog. But tonight's story is about a little girl who's looking for something a bit more surprising in her grandmother's garden. And it's called There's a Tiger in the Garden, and it's by Lizzie Stewart. Nora is bored. There's nothing to do here, Grandma, she says matter-of-factly. Jeff the giraffe is bored too. Why don't you play in the garden? Says Nora's grandma. I thought I saw a tiger there earlier. A tiger? Asked Nora. There's no tiger in the garden. I'm too old for silly games. I'm sure I saw one, she replies. And dragonflies the size of birds, and plants that can swallow you up whole, and a polar bear who likes fishing, though he's a bit grumpy. But most magnificent of all was the tiger. You and Jeff should take a look, if you don't believe me. She's being silly, Jeff, says Nora, standing outside in the garden. There's no tiger here. Just the same boring old garden with boring old plants and boring old whoosh. Something whizzes past Nora's face. It's a dragonfly. Wow, says Nora. Well, Nora says to Jeff, there might be dragonflies as big as birds, but I know for a fact that there aren't plants that'll eat us whole, or a grumpy polar bear, and there's definitely no tiger. Come on, Jeff, let's go home. Jeff? Fine. So there are dragonflies the size of birds, and that bush definitely wanted to eat you, but I don't see any polar bear, and there's no sign of this ridiculous tiger anywhere. Come on, Jeff. Let's go home. Hello, says a gruff, grisly voice. Oh, hello, replies Nora. I suppose you're looking for that wretched tiger, aren't you? Says the polar bear. No one ever comes looking for me. Oh, not you as well, shouts Nora. There is no tiger living in my grandma's garden. That is just ridiculous. Tigers live in the jungle, not in the garden. And even though there are dragonflies the size of birds and plants that want to eat us, and you are a very grumpy polar bear, there is absolutely, definitely, 100% no tiger. Says Nora. Hello, says the tiger. Tigers don't live in gardens, says Nora. Are you real? I don't know, says the tiger. Are you? Nora thinks about this for a long time. I don't know, she admits. How can you tell? I'm not sure you can, says the tiger. This makes Nora feel a bit funny. I have an idea, says the tiger. If you believe in me, then maybe I'll be real. And if you believe in me, says Nora, then maybe I'll be real too. Deal, says the tiger. Deal, agrees Nora. Come on, says the tiger. I'll give you a ride home. And so Nora and Jeff ride home on the tiger's back. They talk about breakfast and trampolines and the grumpy polar bear. He really is extraordinarily friendly for a tiger. Can I come and see you again? Asks Nora when they are near her house. Of course, says the tiger. Whenever you want me. I'll be here. Inside, Nora and Jeff sit down for dinner. There really is a tiger in the garden, isn't there? Says Nora. I'm not sure, replies Grandma. Perhaps it's only a ginger cat. It's hard to tell sometimes. No, says Nora. It's absolutely, definitely a tiger. And do you know what? What? Asks Grandma. There's a mermaid in the bath. Wow. So I guess there really was a tiger in the garden after all. Now, if you have to stay indoors tomorrow, just remember, your imagination can take you wherever you want to go, from Arctic adventures to a mission to the moon. And your dreams, they can also take you anywhere you want to go as well. So now's the time to settle down, and snuggle up, and sleep tight. Good night, tigers. My name's Tom, and I'm here to read you a bedtime story. Now, have you ever seen the sea? It's big, and it's powerful. And sometimes, like for the little crab in tonight's bedtime story, it's a bit scary too. The story is called Don't Worry, Little Crab, and it's by Chris Horton. Little Crab and Very Big Crab live in a tiny rock pool. Today they're off to the sea. This is going to be so great, says Little Crab. They go tick-a-tick, tick-a-tick over the rocks. Splish-splash, across the pools. And squelch, squelch, squelch through the slimy, slippery seaweed. I can go anywhere, says Little Crab. Finally, they get to the very edge. Here we are, says Very Big Crab. The sea. Oh, says Little Crab. Maybe it's better we don't go in the sea, says Little Crab. Don't worry, says Very Big Crab. It will be okay. But the waves are getting bigger. Look, a huge wave. Hold tight. Here it comes. Whoosh. I think we've had enough of the sea now, says Little Crab. Let's just go a little bit further, says Very Big Crab. I think you'll like it. But the waves keep getting bigger and bigger. Another one. Hold tight. Here it comes. I don't think I like the sea, says Little Crab. Maybe we should go home. Don't worry, Little Crab, says Very Big Crab. I'm here. Come, just a few more steps. Little Crab takes a step, then another, until I'm in the sea, says Little Crab. But then they see an enormous wave. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Ready? Asks Very Big Crab. Little Crab nods. They take a deep breath. Here it comes. Whoosh. Down, down, down they go. Look, Little Crab. Everyone comes to say hello. My name is Little Crab, says Little Crab. They eat delicious seaweed. They run all across the seafloor, and they have a giant game of hide and seek. I love the sea, says Little Crab. Yes, but it's time to go home now, says Very Big Crab. What? I really don't want to go home, says Little Crab. Well, how about we go the long way home, says Very Big Crab. Can we go up this way? Asks Little Crab. I think you can go anywhere, says Very Big Crab. And off they went. So, with a bit of bravery and his dad by his side, Little Crab overcame his fear and realized that the sea was full of magic and wonder. So maybe next time that you're scared, you can remember or think of Little Crab and how he learned to be brave. I'll be back soon for another bedtime story. Until then, good night. Hello there, I'm Tom. Now, have you ever had a problem? See, sometimes they can make you feel really bad, can't they? But I'll tell you a secret. there's a way to get rid of problems. And tonight's story will tell you how. It's called The Problem with Problems, and it's by Rachel Rooney and Zara Hicks. Problems are creatures. They come in all sizes, from tiny to huge. Some wearing disguises. Knotty, hairy, slippery, tough, sticky like superglue, gathering stuff. Each one is different. I've met quite a few, but all of them want to make trouble for you. They like to set traps. They'll stand in your way. They turn the sky cloudy and paint the grass grey. You'll find them in cafes, playgrounds, queues, in boxes of toys and odd socks and shoes. Whenever you meet one, don't worry, relax, take a deep breath and consider the facts. Have a good look at it, call it by name. A problem is sometimes quite easy to tame. Look at it twice from a new point of view. Maybe it isn't a problem for you. The small ones annoy you, but often get bored. They'll wander away when they're being ignored. Some need untangling. Some slowly fade. Others will wilt when they're left in the shade. Problems breed problems. Please keep them apart. Don't feed them. Don't pet them. Don't take them to heart. If ever you spot one heading your way, try to avoid it. Don't ask it to play. Some you can sleep on. They wake in the night. Then quietly tiptoe and slip from your sight. But sometimes a problem refuses to go. And if that happens, it's handy to know. Problems, like secrets, are terribly shy. They hate to be shared. So give it a try. On a bench, on a bus, on a bed, in an ear, you'll feel much better. And they'll disappear. So there you go. Lots of people have problems, and you might have one following you around too. But just like this story said, you talk to someone, you'll find that problem will start to shrink. And another thing that helps you feel good about problems is a really good night's sleep. So why don't you just snuggle down now, grab your teddy, give it a cuddle, and fall asleep.
Watch more on BBC iPlayer.